All right, who do we have out there? Are we live? Are we public? That's the question. Are we public? All right, we got Reloader 762. I didn't know if I was live. I want to get my phone. There we are. Okay. Oh, there's everybody. Okay, so I'm going to talk about how to find components. Right now, the overload for me is so many reloaders trying to find components, and I totally get it. So I'm going to just kind of share. Hang on. I'm just going to share some of what I do with you guys to help you guys find components, because it's a lot of work. You've really got to be on your game. But first, I'm going to try and share the link to Walter Bunning. Hang on. There. When Walter Bunning comes on, there's the link. Wow, we've already got 22 people on, so that's what we're going to do. Sorry, it's slow going. I want everyone to type. This is what I want you to type. I want to know what your favorite handgun is, and I will call you out. This has got to be good. I'm going to call your name out. I want to know what your favorite handgun is. Okay, Overton, Windex, Glock 19, Reloader 762, Ruger Base 357, Anthony Z, Glock 34, Fernando Galasso. Good vibes, brother, good vibes. Jason Trewin, WCX9, Beginner Reloading, Smith & Wesson M&P, Jonathan L, 1911, of course, yes. That's my gun right there. Daniel Jones, SIG P226. Paul Jackson, Glock 19. Paul Merritt, Springfield 1911 Range Officer. Now you're showing off, buddy. Now you're showing off, aren't you? He knows it. He knows my weak spot. Over to Windex 19 Moss, HP, Plate, RMR. Info Brothers, 45 ACP. RAA, Ruger. I think he's trying to say the Talo 45 ACP. Yes, that I have one of those. Very good pistol. Richard LeBombard. Annie Smith & Wesson. Oh man after my own heart. 6-shooter Texan Ruger single 632 H&R mag. Miss Highboy, the one in my hand. She gets it right there. One in my hand. Harold Farmer, 1911. Fernando, SIG P226. Andre D'Angelo, Ruger Super Blackhawk, love it, brother. Jason Hunt, Thompson Center Contender, 7mm TCU, Jason Freeman. Love the 1911, and after my own heart. John Hames, Springfield 40 XDM. I love Springfield. Depends on what I'm doing. I have too many. That's a really good answer. Just depends on his mood. Whatever Lee Scott's mood is, that's what he's got. Jimmy Rodriguez, Glock 45, 9mm, two good calibers right there. Okay, we're going to talk about something, and that is finding your components, okay? And so I got my Arizona iced tea. Hope we got something good to drink. So, all right, presidential election coming up. Components are always gone, except 40 years that I've been reloading, it's never been this lean, okay? But you better change something, the way you think. Use the word lean. You see, every presidential election, it gets worse. But depending on the outcome of 2020, it might not have to do with presidential elections. We just might go into lean times. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But you guys, you know what I'm talking about. So we got to think lean. That's the first thing. The second thing, don't get caught up in the madness of going into stores and getting mad and complaining. Waste of your time, waste of energy. You're going to have a heart attack. No more of that. Okay. Now, okay, Jason Treewind just said primers are the key. I want all of you to hold on to that one thought. Primers are the key. So, all right, I'm going to give you a little analogy because you need a mindset, and it's something that I see as an old reloader that I've got a lot of the new reloaders duped out. I beat you hands down. I'm doing better than you, and here's why. Here's my analogy. So people, to get a job, they go online. Now I'm going to use a good example. Let's go a big box store. You want a job, you get online, you apply, and you wait. And you say there are no jobs. I beg your pardon. Before I ever went online to that company, I walked through the doors of that big box store. I said, I want to speak with your manager. And that manager came up and I gave him something to remember, and that is, I'm a man that works hard. I do what you say, and I'd love to work for you. I didn't tell him I needed a job. I said, I would love to work for you. I shop here. I love your store, and I want you to know I'm going to apply online. Could you do me a favor? Could you guarantee me an interview? Oh. You see, you get online, you apply for that job, you're in a pile of all these applications. But you went down the old-fashioned way, you shook the guy's hand, you looked him in the eye, and you said, how can you get me an interview? And you know what you just told that guy? You can work. You're willing to do what other people aren't willing to do to get that job. And suddenly it's not about making the most money in the world, it's about surviving. Because you know what? Some guys say, well, you know, that job doesn't pay 20 bucks an hour. Yeah, it pays 10 bucks an hour, and right now you're making $0 an hour. That's easy math, okay? So now you're making 0 components an hour. Let's do the math. Ready? Because a box of primers a month is better than 0 primers when you are online just waiting for stuff to come in, and it's not coming in. Now, I put in the links, 3 companies. 1, Sierra Bullets. 2, Accurate Outdoors. 3, Starline Brass. I'm going to explain those. I have always had a strategy when it comes to components in lean times. I'm not going to try and brag to you guys. I don't want to be bragful, okay? Bullets, 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 powder, 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 powder. How do you do that? How do you do that? Okay. All right. Always it's been this way. Every presidential election, you can't get something. And before you had the internet, you had every reloader going to every store. You know, what you always had was this. Some guy on the counter complaining, sitting there for hours on end complaining that he couldn't get his components. It was no different back in 1992. It was no different back then, right? Internet wasn't really like it is today. It wasn't around, right? You always had these guys going around complaining. But in those days, how did a guy get the components? Or the bird gets the worm. That means you have to know where all your local gun shops are. You have to know the components you want. You have to be fast with your eyes, quick on your feet, and you got to be, the number one most important thing is you need to be consistent. Every day, I have local gun shops that I nail. And this is what I do. I say I have to hit so many of them a day just to get a little peanut. A little peanut. Now, I got all these bullets, but guess what? I still work really hard to get my components. Why? Because I like to shoot. And that's what you got to think. Every guy, I'm telling you this, all the people that are sending me messages and they're panicking, they can't find this, they can't find that, they're online. And I have so many guys say, man, I'm on the back order list and I'm not getting nothing. I have other guys who say I've ordered it and it told me it's going to be 5 weeks before it gets here, and I don't even know if they got it on stock. And everything that I hear is online this, online that, online this, online this, online this. Now let's back up. Let's back up. Today, this might not mean anything to you, but in 20 years it will. Not too long ago, as the primers were really hard to get, I picked the phone up and I called my good friend. See, I have a friend that owns a business and he deals in components and guns. And I know guys that are always trying to lowball him, always trying to rook him, but over the years, I call and I put my order in. And I support him, and I thank him. I don't lowball him. He offers a fair price on everything. He can't get it as cheap as the big box, but he's cheaper than some of the other guys ripping guys off. So a long time ago, I developed a relationship. So now, when all these other guys are trying to find primers, and he's saying, no, I can't have any, no, I don't have any, I don't have any, I'm out. I call him, and I say, hey, buddy, hey, what's up? What's up, hi, boy? And I say, hey, I said, I'm ready for a primer order. He says, what do you need? Because you'll be the first to get them. You've always been very loyal and you support me. You're one of the higher on the list. That's just how it works in life. You can't blame the guy, right? So this is the first thing you want to do. You want to build loyalty with one or several local gun shops. You're friends with all of them. When you're in that shop, you don't talk crap about this shop. I'll tell you something. A long time ago, I went into a local gun shop and I was looking, and right in front of me, he starts bashing Idaho guns. I love Idaho guns. I've never been back to a shop. I didn't want to hear that. I was there to buy a gun. I make friends with everybody. That's your business. So what you're going to do is you're going to find a good local gun shop of men and women that are of good integrity, and you're going to build loyalty. And on a regular basis, whether it's once a month, every other month, every 3 months, or twice a year, you're going to go in and you're going to say, you know what, I'd like to give you my business. Could I order 5,000 primers through you? In the slow times, he's going to order that just like that. He's going to call you and say, I got your 5,000 primers in, Bubba, and you're going to get your primers, right? And in slow times, everyone's going to go on the counter and they're going to buy their primers and they're going to walk off. When primers are easy to get, hey, there's the primers I want right there, right? But all of a sudden, lean times hit and those primers aren't anywhere. And those people that weren't loyal, going all over the place, they're going to come in and they're going to be this guy complaining. And guess what? People always remember the complainer, but they're the first ones to remember that you were loyal. So now when times are lean and you go in and you're ready to order your primers, he's going to call you when he gets the entire case in, and he can sell them to you. He'll probably put it in a box so no one knows what it is. You walk out the door, you got your primers. You might only get 1,000 because that's all he got, but I'll guarantee you, you're going to be one of the first on his list. That's called loyalty. That's the first thing. If you're going to be a reloader long term, you have to develop relationships with people. You take care of them, they take care of you. That's just how it works. That's the first thing I always do. One thing I want to tell you guys, I try really hard in my walk in life. It gets hard, but I always try to treat someone in a way that if I see them on a sidewalk, I can cross the sidewalk and shake their hand and say hi. Okay, so when I go into a local gun shop, I treat everyone that way. But there's certain gun shops that I become friends with them. They're great people. So that's the first thing you want to do. Okay, now here's the second thing you want to do. There's nothing wrong with getting online, and there's not a better deal than when they have it and you can order it and they can send it. Okay? But the first thing you want to do to get yourself set up is, as an example, I have a ton of reloaders right now, and I'll just use one caliber category, the 9mm crowd. I have a crowd of guys right now, that's all they shoot. I have some guys, they've got a whole selection of 9mm pistols. All they shoot is 9mm. Now, I'm going to show you something. Those of you who have been following my channel over time are going to laugh. You're going to laugh at this. You guys see it coming, I know you do. Every election year when it gets lean, I always go out and buy me some 41 mag bullets. And guess what I have here? 2 boxes of 41 mag bullets. Okay. Do you understand why you want to have a 45 ACP and a 9? Because one's American and one's NATO, right? When NATO invades you and you're in battle on your ground, and guess what? You can fight both ways. You can shoot that man and take his ammo, and you can keep going. Last time I checked, most reloaders, one thing they want is they want to be able to be in a position to defend themselves. If you narrow yourself down to one handgun, one caliber, one rifle, one caliber, you're going to have a heck of a time matching components up. You have minimalized your options. You want options. I've told people, we got 53 people on. Anyone that doesn't have a 41 Magnum revolver, you would be very smart to go out and buy yourself a Ruger Blackhawk 41 Magnum. I'll bet, okay, if you click on Starline right now, you're gonna go down, click on Starline. They're out of 9mm as of this date, as of this video. No 9mm, no 45 auto. I went through a bunch of other calibers they don't have. They've got 41 Magnum. Right now, I can go to Sportsman's and get me a bag of 41 Magnum. I was even in Sportsman's in Nampa, and there was a bag of 41 Magnum. So here we have a guy with only 9, but this guy has a 9 and a 41. This guy with the 9 says, I hate 41. I've read all this bad. Well, guess what? The guy with the 41, he has an option, doesn't he? So now, guess what? I didn't buy any brass because I don't need 41 mag brass. I can always use bullets. There, I got 200 bullets for my 41 Magnum. I just buy them out of default every 4 years when I can't get anything else. Guys, I'm telling you, walk right over, 41 mag, and walk off, because no one else wants that. You can survive on that. Now, 41 mag, you can use a large pistol primer or a large pistol Magnum. Great. That's an option you can shift gears with, right? You're not limited to just large pistol primer, you can use a large pistol Magnum primer. Okay. On your load, just going to drop your load 10%. If you're going to use the Magnum, you're off and running. Okay. Don't run max loads. Okay. We're talking survival here. That's what we're talking. Okay. So now with that, now you're increasing options. Maybe you don't have a 41 Magnum, but let's say you have a 45 or a 9 and a 41 Magnum. Well, in your 41 Magnum, you can also shoot 44 Special. So now you can get some 44 Special brass. You see where this is going? Okay. Now, another thing on your 41 mag, 44 mag, 44 Special, dang it, they're out of large pistol primers. They got large pistol Magnums. Great. There's some Hotshot 110 or Winchester 296 that requires a large pistol Magnum. So you're increasing. But one thing I'm seeing is guys chasing one line of components and they don't have options. That's all they can load for. Okay. Now, nowhere in this did you hear me say you need 20 different guns and 20 different calibers. You just need to broaden your options. Brings me to this. For most handgun pistol, unique. Of all the times I've been going into the local gun shops, most any day I can find unique somewhere. And I can run that in all my handguns. Okay? Now, this is where the early bird gets the worm. You have to have a list of local gun shops, and every day you got to have a route. And you drive to them, and you're going to walk in, you know what you want, you walk in, boom, 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 you walk out, and you go to the next one. Here's why. Kind of like on my Sportsman's Warehouse by me. Went in there, and they had 50,000 count boxes of small pistol primers, CCIs. Had 50 of them. I walked in, I was like, dang, bam. I had been there every day that week, and some days 2 days. If I'd have missed that one day, I'd have missed that. And let me tell you what, I got more than they would let me buy, and I called Miss Highboy, and I paced and I paced and I paced until she drove, and she bought a box and I bought a box. Hey, if you have to get more than what you can buy and call a buddy to come, get over here, dude. I know you're gonna help me. I need some help. Get over here. You're going to buy those primers. Now, what Jason, I think it was Jason, he said primers are key. They are. That's the one thing that is going to limit you, you know, the most. Everything's going to limit you, but it's your primers. So a lot of guys, they get upset because they can't find them. And I'll ask them this. I'll say, are you looking in local gun shops? They say, no. And I tell them, you got to go every day. And then like a week later, they'll say, man, I still haven't gotten them. And I say, well, did you go every day? No, I was there on Wednesday. Yeah, well, their orders came in on Thursday. If they came in on Thursday, it was late on Thursday. So that meant late Thursday, you could have got 2 boxes. And then Friday morning or Friday late afternoon, you could have got there just to maybe get another box, right? So what it is, it's about you got to go. You don't have time. You don't have time to be this guy sitting there complaining. Everywhere I go, there's guys sitting there, and they're just pacing their man, and they're, I don't do that. Boom. I got to beat those guys. I have to go faster. I got to walk faster. I got to be looking, right? Yesterday, I went to 3 local gun shops. 3 local gun shops, right? No, 4. I go to so many, I forget. And that's the truth, right? Now, here's a little tidbit for you. It's happened 2 times to me. I was laughing. I told my Miss Highboy this, and she laughed. She totally laughed. You see these large Magnum pistol primers? I didn't need any more of these. I didn't. I got plenty of these. The nice thing about these, I can run these in my 45 auto. Drop my load a little bit, bang, 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 bang. With unique, these things, they run great, right? So you can't have too many of these, but I didn't need any, okay? So I went over to Sportsman's on Friday, and they had a bunch of these. Miss Highboy came over with me, and we each bought the amount we were allowed to get. So I didn't need any. But Saturday, I was there really early, and I was looking for small pistol and small rifle, right? I went in and they didn't have any. And I noticed they had more bullets out. They must have put some more bullets out early in the morning. So I'm looking through the bullets, and I look into the back of the shelf against that, and someone hid this. So the night before, someone came into the primers, and they hid this and bought one, knowing they were going to come back the next day and buy this. And I thought, I don't need it, but I'm going to buy it, because you guys ever watch squirrels? They hide a nut, and then another squirrel will take that nut, and he'll hide it. Then the squirrel will take that nut, right? And I thought, this squirrel, he's getting a whole box of nuts, and I got it. And I went over there and reached behind the dies, and I took it out, and I bought it. I didn't need it, but I thought, you know, I'm kind of competitive. I am. And so that leads me to this. You have to be competitive. Don't be a complainer. Don't let it upset you. If you are consistent and you go to every local gun shop you have available, and you go every day that you can get over there, you've got to go do it. Just go do it. Don't make an excuse.
Danny Devine has a question I think you should clarify.
Okay, I'm going to ask that. Okay, give me just a second. So anyway, this business of people hiding primers or components, that's twice now that I've found where someone has taken primers and moved them to another area to get them the next day. So every time you go in and you see primers, especially when you know they got the lot in the day before, be kind of snooping, because people will hide them to come nail them the next day. Okay, sounds funny, but if you're competitive, okay, I might have a question. No, 44 special won't chamber in 41 mag. It will chamber in 44 mag. I might have made a Freudian slip. I apologize if I did. I just get talking, all this stuff comes out my tongue, you know. So, okay, the first thing is you have to be consistent on where you go, and you have to go every day, every day, every day. Even if you only have, think about it, if you only have one gun shop, go every day. Go every day. Even if you show up and they just sold the last box of primers, if you go every day, sooner or later, within that month, you will have at least one box of primers, maybe two. Every day, the early bird gets the worm. But other birds get the worm if they're regular. If they're always there, they're going to get a worm, right? So one, you need to be consistent. Two, you need to start thinking about diversifying in other calibers that aren't popular. I'll guarantee you right now, 41 Magnum is not on the priority list of any company out there. But that's the one component series that every company always has a lot of, and no one orders. So what happens is I go to Sportsman's and I buy a box. 2 or 3 days later, they got another one because the computer automatically orders it. It shows up and they put it on the shelf. So I can walk up and take that 41 mag. Sportsman's always says we're going to have at least one box of 41 mag and one bag of brass. So I can always get that, right? So if you're a 9mm guy, a 45 auto and a 223 Remington, think about a revolver round that you would like. You know, you could buy a 38 special, but if you bought a 357 Magnum, now you can shoot 38 special and 357 Magnum. Same with 44 caliber. If you have a 44 mag, you can go either way, 44 special or 44 mag. So you think about this. If you have a 9mm and a 38 special, you have two options. If you have a 9mm and a 357 Magnum, you now have three options. Get me? So now you go to the store and and you have a 357 Magnum, and you're like, okay, out of 357 Magnum, out of 38, boom, I can shoot that, right? And now you've got a component. You just need one for success, right? Take it home, right? You go there every day. Oh, bang, there's a 38 caliber box of bullets. I don't care what grade it is. Hey, when you get the 158 or the 125, you're styling and you're bragging, and you got 3 boxes today. So that's going to give you some things to think about. So now let's go a little further here, where do people shoot outdoors where you live? I'm not talking private ranges. I'm talking like we have BLM out here where people shoot. People leave brass. And now, earlier this year, man, there was brass everywhere. People just weren't saving it. And me and Miss Hiva would pick it up. And if it was, if I was keeping most of it, it was good, right? Some of it you could tell had been out there for a while, so I recycled it, But right now, think about the outdoors as a store. You know a place where people shoot. So on your day off, go out there before your local gun shops opens. Walk. Oh my gosh, I just got 109 millimeter cases. Or you got 30. Who cares? It's 30. They're all factory ones fired, right? So now you're going to okay, I'm going to keep going. So now you are going to you have 30 rounds. You found 30 rounds on the ground. That's 30 rounds you didn't have that morning. Now you go straight to the local gun shop and you're checking shelves, right? So we have local gun shops consistently. Increase your options. Where do people shoot outside so you can get their cases? And remember, if you get a bunch of cases that you can't shoot, save them, because they are worth money to the recyclers, okay? Everything you get. I don't pick up 22 rimfire cases, but if I was really broke, I would. Man, you could fill a 5-gallon bucket. It might take you, 2 whole days, but that's money, right? You could put to components. Now we have local gun shops. You have places where people shoot. You can pick up your cases, and now you have this, pawn shops. Pawn shops. I just went to a pawn shop yesterday. Guy had two boxes, laser cast, 44 caliber, 240 grain bullets. Had 2 of them. Had $45 per box. Oh yeah, I was like, one was a 200 grain, the other was a 240. I want those. When he handed them to me, they were a little light. He wasn't going to barter much. I said, yeah, that's okay. He was really cool with it, and but if you needed some, those would fill the bill. And I can't say you'd really be getting hurt. Okay, I got enough. I didn't need to pay that much for something I really don't need. Well, pawn shops are going to be an excellent place to find, oh my gosh, live ammo, and then all the way down to component form, bullets, case, powder, and some of them have primers, okay? There's some of them deal in that. Now, online. You guys know I push Brownells really hard. Everyone's going to Brownells, okay? I put 3 links in the description box below. One is Sierra. I have been watching their website now, and I talk to people. They're pretty consistent. There's a lot of out of stock, but there's a lot of consistency with stuff coming into stock. It's an average. So if you go there on a regular basis and you're checking it, you're going to get it, okay? Acura. I just talked to Acura through Facebook. hopefully by next week, they're going to be caught up. So what's that mean? Watch Acura outdoors every day. And guys, I'm watching them. I want to put an order in for bullets. I want some bullets, so I'm watching them. Okay. So Acura, that's a real good one. And I'm sure there's other bullet companies out there, but I'm not in communications with them. The next one, Starline. That's the other thing that right now in the stores, I'm not seeing a lot of brass. It's getting all the common popular cartridges are getting snapped up. Here's the thing with Starline. You buy in minimal 500 at a time. And so when you see an in stock, and right now they got a lot of good common stuff in stock, you're getting 500. You can get 1,000 if you want. And that's going to set you back for a while, okay? So that's what I do. But the one thing you don't, like my wife and me will be driving, and I'll make the statement, I'll say, man, this is the worst I've ever seen it. It really is. And she agreed. My wife, she pays attention, right? But I don't complain, and I don't let it get me down. Now, I'm going to make a couple statements. You can take this for what it's worth. Okay. If you had 2,000 rounds loaded up, you would have been better in a time of where our world's at, having to defend yourself. You would have been better to shoot 1,800 rounds and really know your weapon and have 200 for self-defense than to have 2,000 and not have any practice. I use 1,800 because I don't know other people. I don't know how many rounds it takes for someone to be proficient. I've shot my whole life. I think I'm really good, but I always need practice. It's like you can always ride a bike, but when I was a kid, I did wheelies. Well, I still ride a bike, but I can't do wheelies because I don't do them. But if I quit shooting, I get sloppy, my timing's off, my tactics are off, my comfort level's off. So I've always got to shoot. I could never understand somebody that buys a gun and buys ammo and they don't shoot it. You are setting yourself up for failure. So when you go out and you buy all these components, don't load them and put them back. Make sure you get your training. Now, when I go out and shoot, a minimum is 200. 200 is nothing for me. 400 that's a good time. Okay? But if all you have is 2,000, then you're going to limit that to 100 or 50. If you did 50 rounds twice a week or once a week over several months, your proficiency level would greatly increase, especially if you're dry firing at home, to where when all you have is 2,000 or 200 rounds left, you know how to defend yourself. You know what you're doing. You're comfortable. Right now, I get this census from guys that they're stocking up when they're not shooting. That's a very bad thing. People are wanting to come take people's house today. They want you to give your house up. So you're going to have all these thousands of rounds and not know what you're doing with your gun. You're new to reloading, you're new to shooting, and you have no idea where your safety's at. You're going to get shot. You'd be better just to quit reloading and sell your gun and get a slingshot. Rocks are free and slingshots are cheap. But you see, that's not going to protect you. Well, neither is loading all this ammo, having your guns, stocking it back, and not going out being proficient. And this leads me to this. You got to dry fire. For God's sake, make sure your gun's not loaded. I dry fire. You want to see what I dry fire at? Hang on. These they're little targets. They're little dots. And I concentrate. Now I gotta tell you guys, me and Miss Highboy we just got over COVID, okay? I got to tell you guys, I tell you this. Any of you could kick the crap out of me right now. I'm so weak. I am. COVID, I mean, I've been back to work for a week and a half, you know. I'm so tired. I'm still building my strength level up. But tomorrow's my birthday, and I ordered another weight training bag by brute force. It can hold 25 to 75 pounds. I got my punching bag, I got my weights, I got everything. And one of the things I integrate into my weight training when I come out here is my dry fire. I take two 10-pound weights and I hold it. Right now I can't do 10 because I'm really weak. So I'm going to use a little 2.5 starting tomorrow after work. And I'll put the weights down and I'll dry fire. And I dry fire into these. That's the only place I point. There's only one place, right? My guns are not loaded. So what am I saying? You have to, you just can't be loading stuff and buying your guns and putting it up and not knowing how to shoot it. Just because you can't get components doesn't mean we quit shooting. I don't want to quit shooting, right? If you think about it, think. If you had 2,000 rounds and you knew someone was going to invade your house in a month, well, last time I checked, if you had like 4 mags, so 40 or 50 rounds, you could shoot 1,950 rounds and get really good, and 4 mags would be more than enough. More than enough, right? So just because there's not a lot of components doesn't mean we can't shoot, and you should shoot. That's my belief. Brings me to this, long-winded. Buy 2, shoot 1. That's why I got all these bullets. Forever, I buy 2 boxes of bullets and I shoot 1. 2 boxes of bullets, I shoot 1. I buy two things of primers. Here's 10 boxes. I'll put 5 back, right? You have to kind of think that way. It's a bank account. It's a savings. Don't shoot more than you got. Well, people spend more than they got, but you can't shoot more than you got. But you can sure shoot more than you should have, because now you don't got nothing, right? So this is how I do it. If you have 2,000 rounds and you tell yourself I'm going to shoot 100 a week every week, that's 10 weeks. But every day you're going to the local gun shop. Well, gee, that month you got 1 brick of primers, you got a box of bullets, you ordered 500 cases from Starline, and you got an 8-pound jug of powder, unique. Now you can keep shooting. And then what happens the next month? You're shooting 100 and you score on all those components. You go, wow, I still got all this stuff left. I'm going to put those components back. You keep shooting. But the one thing you never quit doing is you never quit. You were relentless. Man, you went to every gun shop. You didn't quit going. You didn't go and cry like a baby. You didn't get it go and go mad. You didn't go in and complain about the world. You just went in. I looked at the primers. I looked at the bullets. I looked at the cases. I drooled on the guns. I was out of there. And right now, I don't even look at guns. When I go, I don't even look at guns. I haven't looked at guns for, well, unless I'm in Idaho Guns. I always look at guns there. Okay, you got me there. But anywhere else, I don't look at guns. I go in, literally, guys, primers, bullets. I don't care about powder. I got lots. And then cases, and I'm out of there. Primers, bullets, cases, out. Primers, bullets, cases, out. How many stores can you hit in a day? I have guys saying, how do you do that? That's how. So don't overdraft your bullets. I hate to say even full metal rounds. Okay, I want to talk about that. Jason Treewind is saying, hate to say it, he's saying, you know, in a pinch, you could use a full metal jacket. Okay, let's talk about that. I'm going to make a lot of guys mad. I don't care. I've been shooting since I was 10 years old. Tomorrow I'm 55. I've been loading for 41 years. Can you believe that? I have tested bullets through car frames. My friends get so mad when I shoot their car frames. but at least I know how my bullets perform. I have shot bullets into jugs of frozen ice. I've shot bullets into ice blocks. I've never shot gel. It's so expensive. I've shot phone books. I've shot cardboard boxes with newspaper, and I've weighed them so they're all the same. I've said as many as 5 of them out in the desert testing bullets. I can tell you so much about a bullet from a redneck standpoint. Okay. 65 was a good year, buddy. So I'm going to give you my advice, 45 or 9. The West was won with the 45 caliber bullet, and it didn't matter what you hit them with. Here's something incorrectness in the world of reloading that I'm going to tell you, and it will go a long way. If you were in front of someone that worked in that world, bullets, firearms, and you said this, they would think you actually know something. They go, hey, that guy's pretty smart. Did you know you're only supposed to use a big bore bullet for self-defense on a full metal jacket? Have you ever seen all these pictures, videos on YouTube? You know, someone's getting robbed and they pull their little pea shooter out and they go bang, 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 and they unload. They unload on the person and the person runs away. It's because they shot a 9mm with a full metal jacket. Okay, in the live stream I did early today, we talked about if you're going to shoot an animal. Okay, a brain hit, a heart hit, the animal's going to go down if you do it right. But if you're going to take a body shot, tissue destruction, you want to destruct tissue. And the bigger the hole, the faster it bleeds out. A big bore cast bullet through most animals, you have a hole all the way through the animal. Now the animal bleeds out both sides. That's called a double wound channel. That animal cannot go far unless the bullet diameter is too small. Because animals and humans, our tissue is as such that when a hole's made, it closes back down. Too small of a diameter, the hole can completely close, and that animal or that person can do a lot of damage and actually take days to die. That's why people go to the hospital, get operated on, and go home, and they never died from a 9mm or a 380. Okay, so if you're going to use a full metal jacket for self-defense, it needs to be from a big bore. Big bore actually starts at 41 Magnum. A lot of guys argue, they say no, 38 calibers big bore. I'm not in that crowd. In my mind, big bore starts at 41 caliber. But in my mind, the true king of being able to use a full metal jacket is a 45 caliber. That's not to say if that's all I got in my hand. You know, if I've got a 9mm with full metal jackets in my hand and someone pulls a knife, well, that's all I got. If someone's going to shoot me, that's all I've got. But if I know I'm going into battle, okay, now it's different. This is why I like 45 auto. I think it's the greatest plate of food in the world, if you want to call it food. Because a 9mm, you're going to have, the reason the 9mm has improved over this last few decades is bullet design. But nowhere in that bullet design have they told it a full metal jacket, because you're not supposed to. I just told you you need options on the board. Hey, baby, 45 auto. Get you a good hollow point. There's a lot of hollow points. Some are better than others. Guys get arguments. But did you know with the 45 auto, it's a 0.45, 1.5 diameter bullet. It's a 45 caliber bullet. So it doesn't matter if it's a hollow point or a round nose. When it goes, they're going to have a hole possibly all the way through if it's hit just right. You got 2 wound channels. If not, it's a big enough hole, they're going to bleed out. That's a lot of energy hitting them. So now if you have like a 9mm and you're needing self-defense, No way. Little 9. Are you kidding me? Have you noticed that? I'll tell you a trend I've seen. It's a trend. If you just kind of pay attention between the lines, the 9mm has become more popular, but they've had to increase capacity on the. Well, yeah, you need more because you hear so many shootouts where guys need more 9 to do the job. Okay, 45 is big enough. Now that increases your options. So now you go and you're wanting to load self-defense, but all you got is full metal jacket. You can survive on that. That's why I like my 45. Long-winded, but I think you get what I'm saying. I totally believe in what I'm saying. Totally. So self-defense 45 auto. Lee Scott, I love 45. What? Okay, 38 special. One of the most common is great self-defense round. Okay. If I knew, if I could see into the future, and I knew I was going to get in a gunfight, and the good Lord said, okay, you're going to get in a gunfight, and you're going to hit them on the first shot in the vitals. And the good Lord said, you want a 45 auto or a 357 Magnum? I'd say, give me that 357 Magnum. Because even though I love 45 auto and it's devastating, I do like firepower of the mags. That's why I like my XD. I got 13 bad boys, 1 in the pipe, right? That's a lot of firepower going in one direction. But the 357 Magnum is got the edge on the 45 auto. It just does. It always had. So your 38 special, 38 caliber bullet. Now what you've got is a bullet traveling a little slower, same diameter, less energy. What limits 38 auto, in my opinion, is if someone has layers on. That's always been my concern with the 38 special. And I don't care what you have, it is about shot placement, but you don't always have the ability to get the right shot placement. I'm not saying that a 38 special is a bad thing to have, but I always carry a 357 Magnum. Now people carry 38 special because of recoil. I've always looked at recoil like this. I don't know how many of you have been in fist fights. Okay, I've been in karate and I've been in boxing. When you're in the ring and you're taking hits, you tend to feel them. And I've never competed. I'm just saying sparring. On a sparring level, when you go in, especially when you haven't done it for a while, you're very aware that you're getting hit. You're very aware. But in times of my life when I've been in a fist fight, a real fist fight, someone took a swing at me in a fight. I don't ever hit people, but some people, they want to hit you, they don't like you. Well, so a guy, he just hauls off and hits you and the fight's on. You didn't really feel that hit. And when you were hitting him, you weren't really feeling your fist if you're doing your hits right. Punch all the way through the head. His head breaks, your fist doesn't. But later it's when you feel it. If you didn't break it, right? I'm just trying to compare something. It worked for my wife. A long time ago, I told her she was just aware of recoil. So I say practice with light loads, pack the heavy. Because when you get in a real gunfight, your auditory isn't going to be going, oh, this is going to be a lot of recoil, because you're being shot at or you're being attacked. When your adrenaline kicks in, you're not going to feel that recoil in a real life situation like you were when you were shooting paper. That's what I'm trying to say. So I think 38 special, people shoot that for low recoil, But for me, I would rather carry the 357 Magnum, not because the 38 Special isn't capable, but the 357 Magnum is proven. To me, 38 Special really never fully proved itself, okay? There's another thing. I'm not a police officer. I don't remember all the years. But back in the day, police officer carried 38 Special. Then they went to 357 Magnum. There are some inherent problems with 357 Magnum. I'll tell you. I have shot 357 Magnums in the desert when it's dark. You can't see. You're blind, especially when it's a little 3-inch. I got my SP 101. You're blind. The other thing, I have shot my 357 Magnum at like midnight out the window of my Ford truck, and you don't hear it for 30 minutes. It almost blows your eardrums out. Back in the days when the police, and this is just how I know it, because other older guys who were police officers always talked about it, they had the 38 Special, but it wasn't enough. They needed more. See, it wasn't proven. It was used, got them by, did the job, but it wasn't really proven. So then they came out with 357 Magnum. But police officers that shot it, they didn't like the recoil because they would go shoot it at the range and acquire flinching habits. They didn't like that recoil. So in their mind, like I talked to one guy who was a police officer, he said, you know, he always told other police officers practice with 38 Special, carrier 357 Magnum, but they wouldn't. Guess what they found? Police officers carrying 38 Specials because they just didn't want that recoil. This is just as I know it, right? So then you got a 357 with lots of recoil. Cop shoots it at night in an alley. He's blind. You're going to be blind. If you don't believe me, go out to the desert, roll a Magnum load off at midnight, and you won't see, and do it in an alley, and you won't hear. So now you got a cop that can't see, they can't hear, and he's got someone attacking him. So the 357 Magnum, don't get me wrong, I love that round, but that is why I like my 45, my auto. I got lots of rounds. It's not as deafening as the 357 Magnum. I don't get that muzzle flash like you do at 357 Magnum. You don't have the flash coming out between the cylinder and the forcing cone like the 357 Magnum lighting. It just lights it up, right? It blinds you. So this is just things that I think about if I want to pack a gun. You know, if I got to protect myself at midnight in my house and I pull up and I go like this, I'm going to get this huge flash. I'm going to be deaf, and I'm not going to be able to really see, right? And I've only got a few more rounds depending on what my cylinder capacity is. But on a semi-auto, I don't have the noise level issue. I don't have the blindness. So I think 38 Special is okay, but I would go 38 Special for target and 357 for home or self-defense. Okay, go a semi-auto if you can. Some people older, they can't rack a semi-auto, but they can a pistol. Okay. Thanks, Myron. Thank you. Okay. Jason just said something. I would be careful buying primers from auction or garage sales. Never know how they were stored. Okay. I'm going to teach you something. Watch. Over here is where I clean my firearms, and I haven't been doing any cleaning for 4 months because this has had furniture for months now. But I got this cleaned out last week, and I came out here, and I've been messing around, but I did something. These are my solvents, okay? So 4 days ago, I did an experiment that I did about 5 or 6 months ago. In this jar is another jar. I didn't plan on showing you guys this. I've just been experimenting, and you should do this. The small jar has hoppies. That's all that is hoppies. I think it's hoppies. I put those primers in there and it ruined them. Solvent kills primers. CCI told me that on the phone. The guy was really cool. He said, get your primers away from your solvents. He said, dude, primer will or solvent of any kind will destroy all primers. Okay. In my mind, I've always known there's a clear, they put this clear stuff over the compound, but I didn't know solvent would get through that. So when I put this in there, this is like a week old. I put 2 primers on this just yesterday, but I had 2 primers on here for 5 days and it ruined them. The solvent in this jar got through this lid and ruined 2 primers. So I stuck these on there 2 days ago and I've been watching them to see how long it takes solvent. So what I did, there is a moral to this. I used to keep my primers here, and I'm just trying to find out how effective this solvent is at destroying primers. It seems like once I had some primers here for a long time, just sitting on the bench, it didn't bother them. They were open, it didn't bother them. Any primers over here by this solvent, over time, it does get them. So my primers are over here. That's 10 feet away. I found 2.5 feet away. It doesn't tend to bother them. So how you know primers are bad is they turn black and gooey green. So if you buy primers from somebody, I got some primers right here. These are CCI. These are mil-spec primers. They're red, brilliant red. If they look like they're the color that they came from the factory, buy them. I don't care how old, buy them. Okay, hang on. Let me grab something. Those are from like 60s, 70s. Hang on, I got another pack. Yeah, I don't want to open them. They're sealed. I thought one was going to open. I had some more from one of those boxes. They were fine. So primers will last a long time. If someone has primers at a garage sale or an auction, if I could look at them just to see that they're clean, I'd buy them. Give them 50% of what you would pay at the store. You're doing really good. Okay, so we got a question on the 10 millimeter. Your thoughts on 10 millimeter? I think the 10 millimeter is the 44 mag of semi-autos. I don't know enough. I just don't. 45 is bigger. I only need so much penetration. I just don't know. If it over penetrates like a 44, I wouldn't want to shoot someone in a crowd. I don't want. Remember, if you get a gunfight, the attorney is going to want the police to account for every bullet. and what that one bullet hit, or multiple bullets. So if the 10 millimeter is capable of going through someone, that's not a good self-defense. It's just not, because you're really gonna chance hurting someone. Okay, and but if you got a load that's adequate for self-defense and it's proven by a manufacturer to not over penetrate, then I say go for it. You know. Okay, Toluco, 10 millimeter equals gel time for home defense in populated area. What he's saying is over penetrating and hitting someone else, just like a 44 mag. I would never ever have my 44 mag fully loaded in my house, because I'm going to go through like 3 people, really. 45 auto, I love it, you know.
Can I interrupt?
Yeah.
Okay.
The beautiful Miss Highboy wants to talk.
Okay, so I don't know where I'm supposed to look.
Oh, right there.
Okay, so he already told you his birthday is tomorrow. So my question is, do you want me to give him one of his presents now? Or do you want one of your presents now?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my new guns. I didn't know you bought me a present.
Yeah, I know. You don't even look at guns, remember?
Oh,
you don't want a gun. Okay. But let me get it.
I got a present. Actually, my present is I ordered a brute force workout bag. Oh my gosh, my wife is so.
And it's purple, your favorite color. Okay.
All right. Oh man, is it a? I'm not gonna guess. Just
rip it open.
Okay. Oh, are we gonna save the wrapping paper?
No, Mom's not here.
Oh, okay. I was gonna guess this. Oh man, barbecues and our smoke grill just got a little better. Bug assault. Oh my gosh.
And I can give him ammo for that. No problem.
I can reload for this. I don't know how to reload, but I can reload for this. Well, thank you. Do I get a kiss on? You're the best wife.
I love you.
Oh, you gotta do that. You guys do that. I just do that. She's mine. I can do that. And I can shoot this. Is that awesome? There's gonna be some dead flies out there. Bug assault camouflage. So, my wife and I yesterday, we were driving to Weiser, Idaho, and we were talking about how much we love our life, and I love my wife. I'm like the most blessed guy in the world. I love my wife. I don't deserve a woman as good as her. She just humbles me, and that's why I got a rib roast smoking just for her, right? So, honey, thank you. That's awesome. And then I got a brute force workout. I'll show you guys when I get it. I'll show you it. I love to work out. I'm a wimp right now because of COVID, but I'm getting my strength level back. So, thanks everybody. So, any more questions? If I seem opinionated, it's just how I view it. This is the toughest times, the leanest times I've ever seen for guns. I went over to Sportsman's War. Okay. I just said I don't look at guns. I do. I gauge the wall. Yesterday I walked into Sportsman's, not one 1911 on the wall. There was not one Glock, one Springfield. When I say I don't look at guns, I don't walk up and say, hey, I want to look at this. I don't have time. But I always stop and look at the general inventory, right? There has never been an election in the history of my life where a store like that does not have even one 1911. Not one Glock, really? I can't buy one Glock. You couldn't produce one from a shelf back there? No, they can't. They don't have any. Sportsman's Warehouse in Boise, I went there yesterday. And Sportsman's Warehouse in Nampa. I went there yesterday. Sportsman's Warehouse in Nampa had even less guns than Boise. The rest of the store was more stocked, but the guns were just wiped out. And I went, Sportsman's in Boise, our Meridian, I'm sorry. Sportsman's in Meridian probably had 15 jugs of powder, little 1-pounders. Nampa had 3. That's all. They had no pistol bullets. They had about 10 boxes of 9mm. I didn't buy none. But they had 10 boxes of 9mm. Nothing else. I mean, wiped out. But there is one thing they all have in common. And that is they all still get shipments in. It's just that it goes faster. Okay? That means you have to be there every day, every day, every day, every day. That's how you got to do it. Don Hanel, each of us should bring at least one new shooter to the range and teach them gun safety and shooting. That's exactly right. Now you guys know why I got my channel, right? That's why. I want to tell you guys something. I think I've said this 3 or 4 times on my channel since 2013. I don't say this much. I don't want the powers to shut me down. I never ever started this to be a cool guy. One of these days, our country's going to be fighting for blood and soil. And people are going to have to know how to scrape it together on their own. You're not going to have just go buy factory ammo and life is good. My dad always told me that. As a young man, my dad always said, someday you're going to have to learn. Ain't going to be there. And he always said, you're going to have to know how to put it all together. You know, we're getting close to that. We're getting very, very close. We're on the verge. Hey, if Trump doesn't get in, you won't have the term Second Amendment. You won't. If Trump doesn't get in, it will become illegal for you to say Second Amendment. You don't believe me? Go out and say all lives matter in front of the evil CNN, and someone will come arrest you. Someone will come do something very bad to you. You will be prosecuted. So if we slide much further, you won't be able to say Second Amendment because that's going against the swamp. Live free, I love it. That's why Sportsman is out. Live free went there before me. So look, people, I'm here because I love you guys. If you're a gun owner, you stand for the Second Amendment, I love you. That's why the gun community needs to quit fighting amongst themselves. You know what I'm saying? We need to stand together and strengthen one another. And my job is to teach as many people as I can how to reload their own ammunition. That's why I never came here to be long range precision. I think that would be cool, but to be quite frank with you, I don't have time to get a $5,000 rifle, a $2,000 scope, and be setting targets a mile and a half out and going back and forth, and then buying a $1,500 spotting scope. I just don't. That's not me. I'm just a regular guy. I like to fish. I like to shoot revolvers. I like to shoot lever actions. From the back of my mind, I need to help all the people I can, because there might be just one person that I help that if I hadn't helped them, they wouldn't have made it. And so just like Jonathan said, yeah, we need to get as many people in this as we can. It's not about me, it's not about you, it's about our United States Constitution being put back up on that wall. That's what it's all about. That's what my channel's about. Okay, just watch the enemies with the Amazon video. I had certain members of my family, and now they have opened their eyes. I believe there are so many people that are opening their eyes. I know a guy, and he doesn't follow my channel. He doesn't. But about 3 years ago, he said, I need to get a gun. I need to get a gun. About 3 months ago, he said, I need to get a gun. I've been thinking, maybe I better get a gun before I can't get one. Guess what? He can't get a gun. Right? And he can't get ammo. And he can't believe that, right? And so that's why I'm telling you every day, go get your components, go out there. And if you don't get them, go the next day. Don't get mad. Don't complain. Just go. Just you're a warrior, and you're not here to complain. You're a survivor. You're not going to do that to yourself. All you're going to do, you're going to turn that key, point those headlights, and you're going to go to the next gun shop. And while you're there, tell those people in the gun shop to have a good day. I got to tell you, I went to another place yesterday, D&B. They sell guns. I went and checked them all out. And my friend, I've known him about 15 years. He used to work over at Sportsman's. Now he's at D&B. He said, I'm so sick of these people. I'm so sick of these people. And, when you're standing there at the gun counter and that poor guy or that lady, man, they just seen all these customers, a warm heart and lifting them up goes a long way, and man, thank them, And if you're going to look at a gun, say, please, can I please look at that 1911? Because everyone else has been a jerk, right? It's a jerk world out there. And you come along. Before you leave, you say, you know what? I thank you for your help. You've really helped me. I appreciate what you do. You're really good at what you do. You have a nice day. Even if they're not that good, right? Because the last 20 people, all they've done is insult them and be rude, and then you come along, right? And who are you? Who are you? Every one of you, we got 58 people on. Every one of you have the choice to be a number or a really good person to someone. All it takes is to make one person's day. And if you go to 4 gun shops, you can make 4 people's day, right? And don't forget to hold the door for someone. Okay, that's it. I'm going to go check out my rib roast. And I'm going to shoot my new salt gun. So I need one of you to come over and actually, if I could just get a bunch of you to come over, I need all these primers organized down here. So come on over, okay, help me out and get my primers put up. So here we go. It is too local. I'm so sorry for that. What do you do? Those people, they're gonna poke the giant one too many times. Yeah, I have a Bible study, you know that, but I see nowhere in the Bible where it says we're to be pushed around, right? Jonathan, you're welcome. Okay, so this is what we're gonna put. Okay, I want you to type what your favorite reloading machine is. Make it a real good one, and I'll call you out. I didn't drop anything, did I? I could have dropped my, oh, no, here. I dropped this, part of the wrapping on my present. Hey, I'll send it, buddy. I'll send it. Not anything that he saw. Thanks, Lev W. We'll eat real well. Okay, Harold Farmer, Redding T7. I just love it. Yeah, I love the T7. Oh, there's a bunch more up there. Jonathan L. Dylan XL750. Tim Pace. Dylan 650, Harold Farmer, Reading 7, Reading T7, Bill Geiser, Reading, I think you meant Reading, and Bisley Blackhawk, Dylan RL 450. That's cool. I think those are really cool. Andy 79Z28, Lee ABL Pro, and the APP. Very cool. Stanley Hammer, Hornady AP, Jason Trewin, only use Hornady lock and load. Hey, you're in the game. Jason Trewin, so I don't know anything else. That's okay, buddy. Follow my channel. Tuluco 16, Hornady AP, Steve M. Hi boy, is there a reloading machine? I don't think so. You're the reloading machine. Andre D'Angelo, Hornady AP, Michael Moran Sr., Hornady AP, Lev W, Redding and Dylan, Gordon Bosley, Dylan 550, Fernando, Dylan XL 750, Andy, and the Lyman All-American 9, very cool. Reloader 762, Lyman Orange Crusher, Stanley Hammer, Lyman L8 244 Mag Red Hawk. Hey, Kentucky, I like this guy. RCBS Rock Chucker Supreme, Love W, Redding, Jason Trewin, Redding dies are great. That's my number one. Miss Highboy. Nothing, my bad. Maybe someday. Ryan Weissite, Dylan RL 1100, Webley 701, Whamadet. I don't know what that is. It's got to be good, right? At least got any reloader that works and gets the job done. That's right, buddy. Okay. I'm going to have 2 more live streams this week on the 44 special. I'm just going to redo it. There won't be powder and primer. I'm just going to keep it simple to put the cartridge together. That's where the struggle is. It's not the charging. And then I'm going to be doing some live streams on just charging cases. And next week will be 357 mag all week. Then after that, AR-15 223 Remington. So, okay, Tilco, it's bad that every night I sit at the reloading press while watching the Portland riots. It gets me going. Brother, Curtis Long, hey everybody, Miss Highboy Curtis, you're late to the party. Grizzly Blackhawk, happy birthday. Hey, thank you, I will. Hey, I want to say something, guys. You know, I'm on Facebook. It's toxic. It's toxic. People say COVID wouldn't be so bad if the media didn't blow it up. No, COVID wouldn't be so bad if social media wouldn't focus on it so much, because the media thrives it, social media thrives it, and all this is toxic. Now wait, let's define toxic. On a human level, toxic is something that's put in your body that kills you. And this toxic is stress, and the stress pulls us down. If there's any way you can do it, block it out. Turn your computer off. If you need uplifting, go to 76highboy.com. There's very little politics and lots of guns. 76highboy.com. Go over there, right? And if you're having a sad day, go to the general forum and say, man, this day is so tough. And a bunch of guys will come and lift you up, make you feel better. That's what we do. But remember something. The world is toxic. Facebook is toxic. YouTube has so much toxic. Media has toxic. Your job has toxic. But Highboy and Miss Highboy don't have toxic. Why? Turn it off. Let it go. Okay? It's bigger than you. You can't beat it. Yes, social media is the enemy. Watch the Shadowgate movie. Eye-opening. The social media has been weaponizing against Americans by Americans. Curtis Long deleted my Facebook 2 months ago. Miss Highboy and I talked about that 2 days ago. Doing away with all my groups, leaving Facebook, and just having my forum. If it wasn't for my groups, I would have shut Facebook. He's a smart man. Wow. Whamadet, a great little press which used to be made in the UK. Webley, go to my website, 76highboy.com, become a member, and share a picture and give us history on it, would you? Loader 762, I don't do social media. He's pretty smart. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go check out my my rib roast. Here we go. We're out. 3, 2, 1.